Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi. Getting near the end of here, Diablo. So, this is kind of a, it's connected, this kind of talk is about setting goals. And not so much setting goals, maybe if you're playing a game and you're getting near the end, maybe you're watching a TV show, but you know it's going to end. And what's next? And so for some people, you start getting anxious that this thing is going to end. And when you do that, you start to enjoy things less and less because you're more focused on the thing ending than enjoying the thing and worrying about what's next. When I was younger, this plagued me because I would work so hard. There's Roxy. Roxy. I would work so hard in trying to attain things, and then when I'd get them, I'd kind of have this plateau where I'd be like, oh gosh, now what? And so that's with everything, but specifically on this particular game, you know, level 50 is a spot in the game that opens up a couple new mechanics and you can get to a tougher level. In the Division 2, you get to level 40, you might play, if you roll a new character, you have the opportunity to start at the beginning, you go into 1 through 30, but then you go to New York and you level up through New York. And then, you know, as you're in the first part of Division, as you're leveling up, then you got to get to World Tier 5. So eventually when you hit level 30, then you're in welcome to World Tier 1. Destiny has the soft level cap where you think like, oh, great. And then it has a hard level cap. So there's all these things that have kind of ends. And then in gaming, they have like end game content. You might hear that phrase. And that's a lot of the things that go on in the game. So part of it is some people, we've talked about this before, that are completists, that if you have an area that's black on your map that you can't leave until you open that up. And other people might say, well, I need to get to the hard cap. A lot of times those games just grind it out. So one of the benefits of playing maybe a MMORPG is you get to start playing with friends. So there's some content that you get to play with friends. So you're not focused on getting the gear so much. Maybe you're trying harder content. You've seen this channel, I do a lot of legendary stuff on the Division 2 because the game's over in essence. And this is a pretty big thing in your life too. So you could really set yourself up for some less than experiences if you don't kind of manage your expectations. And that's with anything. If you're planning a wedding and you're getting ready to do the wedding, you're going through all that bit to get married, and then when it finally hits there's some type of letdown. If you make holidays like the Christmas holiday the penultimate thing in your life, like once it gets there, then you're going to have, a letdown after that. In a couple of videos you've seen, I've tried to kill this Elias, so I'm hunting to find out how Elias is doing what he can do. So that's the gameplay you're seeing here. So what will I do when Diablo 4 is over? Well, right now, I probably got, the maximum level's 100. So I don't know if there's more story after that or. And when you manage things in your life, I can hardly wait. When you have a baby, I can hardly wait till the baby eats solid food. I can hardly wait till the baby doesn't have to sleep can sleep in its own bed, can sleep all the way through the night. I can hardly wait till the baby's potty trained. I can hardly wait till the baby can walk. You're going through just a myriad of these I can hardly wait. And I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I mean, that's what I did, and it wasn't necessarily that good. For your work, it's pretty good because you're not plateauing. You're always setting your goals to the next level, but life isn't work. And so that's one of the bad things. This is normally when I ask you to like, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, comment, get notifications, maybe go to Discord channel, just stop by and say hello. If you can help out get more users on the channel, I'd appreciate it. We just need to get to 500 and I can monetize it. And then I have some plans that depending on how much money I would make, I'd like to do laptop reviews and then give the laptops back to you guys. But that's a long way off. So, what's next? It's a very Western thing as well. I mean, as I told you, the difference between Western philosophy and Eastern philosophy is one of the things that Eastern philosophy, the studies I did in that'd be, you're living in the future, and that's not necessarily the best thing to do. You're not grounded because you're so worried about what's next. And in reality, you should be worried about what's happening right now. So that is a very Western thing. And you get anxious about it, and there's no reason to get anxious about it. You really can't control the future. You can just move your path. But whatever your plans are today, if someone gave you $1 million, it would completely change what your next path would be. Okay, so I completed that mission. I found out what I needed to know. And now we're doing some more things. This is like the end game stuff for level 50 or getting the first campaign done. I like my build. I'm a druid. This build that I've been doing has been super powerful for me, but some fellow commenters, people who've watched the channel, have said you're not going to be so happy with it when you get on endgame. That's when I stopped doing side quests and I just immediately tried to do the campaign as fast as I could to get to this point, because I want to show you the harder content. Because right now, killing all these bosses is super easy. But what's next? Yesterday, you can see I'm panicking. Yesterday, excuse me, wow. Yesterday, we talked about what to do if you're in a situation you don't want to be. Specifically, more like if you're at a job. And that's a big case where you're worrying about what's next. And one of the ways to just get through that is just to focus on doing your job the best you can. And that's going to help you get through anything. Just doing what you're supposed to do when you're waiting, the time in between whatever you're waiting for. If you just do what's right, you do your best, that time you don't really think about it. Now, one of the problems when you're talking about, look at me panic, one of the problems that you run into when you do that, you probably open up more opportunities because people see how calm you are and they see how productive you are, and then that just opens up more doors for you. Always has for me. Of course, I'm human. When we'd get a new officer in charge and the new boss was coming in, you just would think about, man, I did all this work to get here. What if the person doesn't like me? What if they don't think I've worked hard enough? And so there's really nothing you can do. If the new commanding officer or officer in charge doesn't like you, there's not a whole lot you can do. At the end of the day, what you can do is always do what you were hired to do. Do what you were hired to do, what your job title is, all of that. If you do that, more than likely you're okay. So what's next? I'm saving this character up. It's got to do the last mission. I'm saving it with another YouTuber. I will put that on. I'm going to try to get some Division 2 stuff out. I'm going to put some Destiny stuff out. I hope everyone is having a great weekend. It's the weekend here in the U.S. It's probably the weekend everywhere. And you can see at this point, I don't even move in the build. I just stay there and kill that person. So what's next? Kind of give you some of the game plans from here, but what's next for you? It's worth taking some time and figuring that out. This is Ronan Kazi signing off. Thank you again, YouTube. Bye.